If you haven't seen the previous video in this series, follow the link on your screen or click the link in the description or pinned comment below.
Hey, I'm a gangster. I got my puff and my Timbs. I need my bacon, egg, and cheese, too. You got the good super fly?
Bacon, egg, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yo, let me get that bacon.
With the bed? With the bed, you heard? We outside. We outside.
You heard?
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna help people like you, just being honest.
30 seconds of logos
is not a lot of seconds of logos. Look, man, I can kind of understand 50, but 30? That's like half a minute. If you can't sit still for 30 seconds, I don't know if you should be sinning movies. You might have the ad.
Oh, I see. They Spider-Versed it.
This is such a lazy observation. You see two film series that are animated and you immediately compare them with the most superficial analysis possible. This film does not look like Spider-Verse. They have entirely different art styles, and only someone who hasn't seen either would make that comparison. And considering you've seen both Spider-Verse films...
Didn't you just say...
Ceasefire! We need them alive!
That was before he was attacked, though. Isn't that how most cops operate? You know, they'll attempt to take you in alive, but if an acorn attacks them, you'll most likely end up getting your living room redecorated.
Let's go in.
These guys see that green gas explosion and instantly think, let's go in there.
Green gas? That was smoke, Jeremy.
With that said, I'm now wondering if the Bruce Almighty Moon had any influence on the turtle transformation, or if it was all just the ooze.
Jeremy makes a pop culture
Humans are the demon scum of the earth. Avoid them. Don't say hi. They lust to murder that which is different from them.
This is perfect. I want this on shirts, bumper stickers, and mainly hanging above my front door.
Jeremy sends something he likes cliche.
I know that's objectively prejudiced, but that's what Dad taught us.
Doing what Dad taught you, even if you know it's blatantly prejudiced.
Even if it's prejudiced against the KKK?
Are they stealing bread? I mean, I don't mind stealing bread from the mouths of decadence.
Jeremy sings in a video cliche.
Why would you need to write no broccoli on your shoplifting list? If you don't want broccoli, then you are not going to be tempted to steal broccoli. You're just wasting precious list space.
You aren't showing the important part of the list. If we scroll up a bit, the list says fruits and vegetables, so we have two options here. The first option is they have broccoli at home and don't need any more, thus the reminder, and the second option is they just hate broccoli, which of course I kind of doubt because turtles actually love broccoli, so now I'm thinking there's a third option. Mikey was being immature and put that on the list.
Why do cartoon turtles and people watch live-action movies in the park? Wouldn't it make more sense, given this film's visual aesthetic, for Matthew Broderick to be animated in the style of the rest of this film?
Only if you think there is one way to make art, Hitler's art teacher.
Maybe one day everyone will love us like everyone loves Ferris Bueller.
You know who hates Ferris? Rooney and Cameron's dad. So no, Rolf, not everyone loves Ferris Bueller.
Interestingly, Jeremy thinks the turtles are like him, where he treats movie characters as if they are real. Clearly, Raphael means how everyone out of universe loves that movie, but true to his nature, Jeremy thinks the turtles are yelling at the screen.
What? You watch a movie with a humans?
Gotta side with Splinter on this one. I'm human, and I also hate watching movies with humans. We're a f***ing disgusting species. At least 50% of the time I go to the theater, there's a person in the audience who takes their shoes off and puts their feet up. And then all the popcorn I've been scarfing like a ravenous chihuahua is suddenly on a turbo return trip.
Fantastic. But why did you send the movie for something you agree with?
You don't remember why humans are disgusting monsters?
I feel like it's something to do with the overt racism, but it could be chili cheese dogs. My memory isn't that good.
Sending chili cheese dogs. That's like the best kind of hot dog.
You know who hate me the most? Humans!
Well, you do carry plague.
So do humans. Just ask all those Trump supporters on ventilators.
The ooze transformed Splinter into human size over a few seconds, like he was a transformer. And he says it's because he was older, suggesting that the turtles did not zombie up instantly like he did because they were babies when they oozed, which is stupid.
Why is that stupid? It totally makes sense. If we're going to accept that the science in this universe is capable of making animals human-level sentient, why is it stupid that it mutates older ones faster? Isn't that just the movie explaining the rules, something you complain about in 75% of these videos?
Holy not blowing out the candles before going to sleep. This movie should end here with a tragic fire.
Jeremy seems to think that candles just cause fires simply because they exist. This guy is too stupid to function.
It didn't go well.
Oh my God, it's a rat man!
Splinter is a f***ing dumbass, straight up.
I mean, He is a rat. Do you expect him to understand the complexities of human racism without first-hand experience? How many human babies know what race is until society tells them they're different, and when they ask why, they get because?
Hold up, didn't Splinter already know martial arts because he was the pet of a ninjutsu master and mimicked his moves during training until Shredder showed up to kill him? Somehow that's more believable than the Turtles learning weapons training from old VHS tapes or DVDs.
No, it's not.
You boys are all I got.
Guilt-tripping parents.
Somehow, I get the feeling that Jeremy's parents were pleading with him to stop skipping school, but he took that shit as a personal challenge.
There's no app to meet other mutant ladies.
I don't know, dude. Have you tried logging into Tinder in rural Tennessee?
But ripping on Tennessee is my job.
The men in this truck survived this.
And so did the guy in this truck. Which one was worse?
Holy that is a lot of days since the last successful mutation. And I'm guessing it corresponds directly to the birth of the Ninja Turtles, but still, how bad is your science that you can't do for 15 years?
Ask literally everyone who tried to replicate the super soldier serum.
Your head looks like Stewie had a baby with Hey Arnold.
Referring to the titular character of Hey Arnold by the name of the show, instead of just his full name. Arnold Shortman. And yes, that is his actual name. Was I the only one who watched the Jungle movie?
Well, if he'd have just said Arnold, how many people would have gotten the reference?
Light bulb wires that can handle this much weight.
Body shaming. They can do anything they put their minds to because fat is beautiful and doesn't have any real-world consequences.
He's Tokyo drifting around us.
We're 25 minutes into this movie, and I think I'm about ready to tap out of pop culture references. I get it. The Turtles watch movies. Please have them say other things. I hear Cowabunga is available.
The absolute audacity of CinemaSins. I can't even begin to express how ridiculously hypocritical this is. Your videos are like 50% pop culture references, 40% scene manipulations, 20% boner jokes, and 35% checking to see how long the studio logos were. That adds up to 300% ass.
How you guys feel about pepperoni?
Not letting the Turtles you want information from pick their own pizza topping.
I wasn't aware you could have pizza without pepperoni. It's like, what the hell else do you use pepperoni for? Oh well, at least it's not as bad as that one motherfucker on Twitter that said they order pizza without cheese. Like, what kind of sick humans are they making these days?
I want to know everything about you.
You really don't. They are teenagers for one thing, so they smell bad and don't bathe enough and they smell bad.
That's 50% of white Twitterists.
I'm a journalist. Well, I want to be a journalist. I write for my school paper.
If you work for your school paper, you are a journalist. I'm sending this movie for making this issue seem in doubt.
That's just, like, not true. You can be the guy that prints the paper or designs the layout. That doesn't make you a journalist. And I'm sure she simply meant she's trying to be a professional journalist, a reference to what she will become in the future.
I wouldn't milk you. You don't even have nipples.
This is the second time this movie has brought up turtle nipples, and I feel like if it happens again, we might have to put this movie's writers on some kind of watch list.
You would know all about watch lists, wouldn't you?
Hermione isn't old enough to be hot yet.
Wow. 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 Wow.
As they walk home reminiscing about meeting the reporter girl on the roof, I'd like to point out that they are again carrying a bunch of stolen merchandise. It is not okay to steal, kids.
Depends on the situation. If you're being deprived of a resource that is required for you to live, I'd argue it's morally okay to steal that resource. In this case, the turtles are being shunned from society, so they can't get gainful employment, but they still gotta eat. In any case, these creatures are technically wild animals. Do you finger wag birds or squirrels that forage for food? The only reason you think this is different is because they can speak English.
It's like bad service or something.
Having to pretend to have bad service when we all know you have 0 bars in the sewer. Hell, I'm lucky if I get half a bar on a cloudy day with T-Mobile.
Being a T-Mobile user.
Wait, what's our last name?
I've never thought about that, actually.
Forgetting you're named after an actual person, the rest of your name would then be De Ludovico Buonarroti Simone. Come on, it's almost like this show doesn't take itself seriously.
What kind of logic is that? I guess the guy that edits these videos' last name should be Stark, huh? What the hell are you talking about?
What the is this She said.
I thought I could read the morning announcements.
But this is clearly lunchtime. Or does the school serve cheeseburgers during first period?
Interestingly, you skipped over the actual clock that was next to the video feed. Now, where I'm from, 11 a.m. is still technically the morning. Unless, of course, you're a McDonald's, in which case, haha, you missed breakfast time. Stupid McDonald's and their arbitrary menu logic. Who the f wants McNuggets at 10:31 in the morning?
I can't play it for you, but this movie has set an action scene to No Diggity by Blackstreet, which is a song about having sex with prostitutes. Remember that when you read interviews about how the filmmakers wanted to make this as authentic a teenager movie as possible so it would connect with today's teens.
That's a very Interesting interpretation of that song, one not shared by those of us that actually consume hip-hop regularly. The song is really about a promiscuous woman that the singers have no choice but to respect because her game is just as good as theirs, which is why they refer to her as a playette. That song is from the 90s. Trust me, if they wanted to call someone a they'd have done it.
Superfly's making a deal with Bad Bernie's guys tonight!
Having access to all the gang leader names of history and choosing Bad Bernie.
Well, at least it's not as bad as Taserface.
Say hi to Chris.
Thinking that Chris Pratt is in the same league as Chris Pine and Chris Evans. Come on, one is America's ass and the other has eyes as dreamy as a blue sky on a rare Irish summer day.
Okay, and which one of them has tame velociraptors? Huh?
We're just running errands, shopping, getting the stuff we need to live down here.
Does Splinter really think that turtles are shopping rather than stealing? Because what does he think they are using for money?
Brother, he's a rat. I don't think I need to elaborate.
So technically, we cousins.
No, technically you're creations of circumstance. You can call each other cousins, but you're not married into the same family or related by blood. I wouldn't have sinned you for this if you hadn't used the word technically. You forced me to get technical.
Well, allow me to get super technical. Every being that is alive today had a common ancestor, so technically, we're all cousins.
They should be pets.
You know what? We've had our shot at ruling the planet for the last few thousand years and haven't exactly done a great job. I'm down to try the pet idea. Some mutant gecko wants to make sure I've got food, shelter, toys, and a happy life. I say go for it. Let them take a crack at ruling the planet. They can't do any worse than we have, right?
Humans outlive geckos by a factor of 5. Seriously, the stupidity of your comment aside, what terrestrial animal would live long enough to take care of their human pet? A turtle?
F124 is not a real radio station.
What's really going to bake your noodle is that's not a real radio.
As Four Non-Blondes' most famous song plays, I have to ask, Four Non-Blondes, no diggity, could it be any more obvious that this movie was written by millennials like Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg?
But aren't the TMNT a millennial thing, though? I mean, the majority of people showing up to watch this thing will be millennials and their children, so it makes sense to have references the OG fans will enjoy.
The turtles all survived this. These are some lucky and resilient motherfucking turtles.
There's a reason they're one of the longest-lived species on this planet. It's the shells, man, the shells!
I've been looking for you for a long, long time.
Couldn't have been more than 15 years, and that's barely a medium long time. Far from a long, long time.
You sure about that? What if you were waiting for your Five Guys order for 15 years? Would you say that was a medium long time or a long, long time?
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
Besides the tone deafness, do you guys understand why I send Jeremy for singing? That wasn't even a CinemaSin. It was just him singing and then dinging the ding as if he said something important.
This is it, guys. I mean, we're gonna die here getting milked to death in a lab.
Giving up immediately when only 1/4 of you is currently being milked.
Michelangelo already got milked, so they're technically up to 50%.
I almost feel bad for the people that animated this because it's absolutely pointless and just here to fill time, to stretch this thing to feature length. And the animators probably worked overtime with no extra pay and then got laid off after the movie came out.
Might be a good idea to not talk out of your ass.
Boys, you left the sewer and got milked.
The opening line to my off-Broadway play somehow makes its way into this movie.
And you had the gall to say someone else needed to be on a watch list.
If we kill them, we are no better than they are.
Humans have killed a lot of humans. It's pretty much the only constant activity we've maintained since standing upright. Just saying, humanity is a low bar. You gotta be super evil to catch up to our species. A one-time sin ain't gonna cut it.
Nah, his point still stands. You just admitted all we do is kill. So not killing is the opposite of what we do. The amount doesn't matter. Besides, this line would have banged a whole lot harder if it were about a Batman movie.
Superfly takes down both Bebop and Rocksteady with no problem. Mostly because the turtles have yet to fully come of age and need to be part of taking this guy down, but also I'm sinning the movie for ultimately making Bebop and Rocksteady into little bitches.
But they've always been jobbers that were weaker than whoever employed them as lackeys. Do you think they should have been able to take down the big bad? Seriously?
Look at my feet. They made of horses.
How, though? The marine life makes sense because you went into the ocean with the ewes. Where did the horses come from? Seahorses would have made sense, but I see hooves, and those are definitely land horse noises. Where did you get them from? A guy with no name?
The zoo? You know, the part of the scene you cut out? He has an elephant and giraffe on his face, for fuck's sake.
That's it. Done. It's over.
After this movie's box office performance, you're probably right, Superfly.
That's not fair. This movie, like the Marvels, was affected by the SAG-AFTRA strikes and couldn't properly be promoted. Unlike Barbie and Oppenheimer, this film didn't have a crazy social media meme push or a lauded director to offset the effect of the strike. You guys laugh at films like this, but you don't realize those strikes are literally why we're not having as many films releasing this year. And this could potentially have a compounding effect, where already struggling movie theaters see even less patrons, which would incentivize studios to only produce mainstream rehash slop. Just saying, this shit is deeper than, haha, this movie studio I don't like didn't make money in 2023.
Bring me the Shredder.
Wait, does Shredder work for TCRI in this universe? Is he a bounty hunter? I have so many questions. Who cares? This movie's never getting a sequel.
You sure about that? I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Now go show them humans how cool you are.
I think they'd make a better first impression if they showered first after coming out of the sewer. Just a suggestion.
That's anti-Semitic.
Well, we prefer the term ooze, but yeah.
It's like more like, it's just nicer.
It rolls off the tongue better, yeah.
Ooze. It's nice, right? It's ooze.